do we need to really get a culture and a mindset of saving more in South Africa than we currently have?
Yes, definitely. I think it's easy in the short term to just make it work, to take out debt for your house or for whatever you need it for and just make it work in the short term. But it really is the long term, in 10 years and 20 years' time, where South Africans will start feeling the pain of not having that nest of assets to fall back on. And I think this is a perfect incentive just to get South Africans to build up some safety net for the longer term.
Now, what do I do if I want to contribute more than 30,000 Rand, or I put more than 30,000 Rand into my tax-free savings account?
That is a part of the account that the investor himself needs to be quite mindful of. So from a product provider perspective, each single product provider won't allow you to contribute more than 30,000 Rand, but the regulation allows you to open more than one tax-free investment account. So you have freedom of choice, but as soon as you use that freedom of choice and open 2 or 3 accounts, you really need to be mindful and make sure that you don't exceed your 30,000 Rand a year limit. If you exceed your 30,000 Rand a year limit, you can't reverse it, you can't cancel it and say, sorry, I didn't realize, and just take it back. Anything you contribute in excess of 30,000 Rand will be taxed at 40%. So if you contribute 40,000 instead of 30,000, you will pay 40% of that additional 10%. So it's effectively a 4,000 Rand penalty in that scenario. So just monitoring your annual contribution, and same, the lifetime contribution of 500,000 Rand is an important thing to be mindful of at the investor level.
Absolutely, because 40% is quite a penalty. Now, what happens, like you mentioned earlier, I'm allowed to take money out of my tax-free savings account. Does that get deducted from the 30,000 Rand that I'm allowed to put in, or is that it for me? If I take the money out, can I replace it?
No. So it's a very good point you're making. If you take the money out, it won't be deducted from your annual contribution. So anything you withdraw, you can't just directly replace in future. Any contribution you make, doesn't matter what the source of it is, even if it is because you withdrew, it will contribute to your 30,000 Rand a year limit. So that's another thing that you need to just be mindful of, that if you withdraw, you need to just make sure that you're aware that you can't just replace that assets. You need to still adhere to the 30,000 Rand a year limit.